Hey, I'm Cooter Pickleberry. This is Florida Man Cooking. Today we're going to make the world's greatest mac and cheese. A little bit of smoke in it too. You're going to love it. Well, as anybody will tell you about mac and cheese, there's basically three parts to it. There's the shells, which we have right here. We're going to use some big shells. That has kind of like a little bowl that'll collect some of the sauce and some of the cheese, make it ooey, gooey, and good. The cheese itself, we're going to use today Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, some medium cheddar, some mozzarella, and then this is a Gouda that I cold smoked a few days ago. So we're going to put that in there too. And the sauce is made up of cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, and then we're going to add a little flavor additives to it, some chicken bouillon and some Kinder's brown butter roasted garlic seasoning. That's going to go both in the cheese sauce and some of it's going to go in the water as we boil the noodles, the pasta. So that's it. We'll get going. If you're going to do this, it's best to use block cheese and just kind of grate it out yourself on a box grater. The reason we do that is if you buy the stuff that's already pre-shredded, it's got a bunch of starch on it to keep it from caking up in the bag. And that makes melting it just a little bit harder. So it's just better to start with one of these and just do a little forearm workout and spend a little quality time with your box grater. So that's what we're doing now. All right, guys, on to the star of the show, which is the cream sauce. We got about, I don't know, 3-4 tablespoons of butter in there. To that, we're going to add a quart of heavy whipping cream. I like heavy whipping cream. The fatter the cream is that you use, the thicker the sauce will be. And I like a reasonably thick sauce. So if you go skim milk, it's not so good. Evaporated milk works. I just like heavy cream. So that's what we're going to use. And then to make it extra morbetta, a little bit of cream cheese. So we're just going to stir that around and melt this cheese down. And once that's done, we got a few more things we're going to do. It's going to take just a little bit of a while. It's cold milk, cold cheese. So give it a few minutes. That's starting to look pretty good. We're almost melted. We got some water boiling over here. So at this point, we're going to knock out the pasta. Water is boiling. I'm going to add a little bit of bouillon. I actually fully intended to cook this whole thing in chicken stock. That just gives the noodles a really nice flavor. But in lieu of that, we'll put a little of this chicken bouillon in. It's got some salt in it and some good flavorings to add to it. Probably not the healthiest thing to do, but certainly not bad. So we give that a little bit of a stir. Smells like chicken stock now. We'll dump these noodles in. These noodles are supposed to cook 13 to 15 minutes, but you really don't want to do that. You want to go kind of al dente on them because they're going to be sitting in the oven here in a little bit and sucking up all that juice. So we don't want them to be so floppy when you're done that you're unhappy with it. So instead of that, what we're going to do is pull them off in about 10 minutes. Now we're going to add a little flavor here. We're going to add a little bit more of that bouillon just because I like it. And then I've got a little seasoning I add to it. And it doesn't really matter what you use. I like to use stuff that has a little bit of a butter flavor, maybe a little garlic. onion, stuff like that. Just gives it a little bit more of a kick. I'm going to throw it this way. And we'll incorporate that, and then we're going to turn off the heat and start adding cheeses. And the reason we turn the heat off and just work off the residual heat in the pan. Have you ever made mac and cheese and you go to bake it and you pull it out and the top is covered in oil? If it gets too hot, that's what happens. You start separating the oils and the cheeses, and then you're using paper towels or something to clean up the top of the mac and cheese. That's no fun. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to turn that off, start throwing some cheese in and incorporating it in. So we'll start with some of that smoked Gouda that I made last week. Oh, it smells so good. A little mozzarella, and then we'll just start giving that a stir. And again, this is just residual heat left in the pan from the cook that's helping to melt that cheese. No particular order you want to do this in. I am going to save the Colby Jack for the topping on the baked stuff. So that's not going to be part of the cheese sauce. The rest of it will. So this is a 6 cheese mac and cheese if you include the cream cheese, which why wouldn't you? Cream cheese is good. That's a little bit of cheddar. Just keep melting this down and thickening it up with the residual heat. That is a good looking cheesy cream sauce. It's pretty much all melted now. We got about a minute and a half left on the pasta. And once that's done, we'll drain it, pour this over the top, stick it all on a baking sheet, cook it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes or so. And while that's happening, we're going to go down to the flat top outside and make, I don't know, 5 strips of bacon or so, cut those up real small, and sprinkle the top of it with that. You'll see that here in just a little bit. All right, now we dumped out the water in the pasta, and now we're going to add a little bit of this delicious creamy cheese sauce to it. This is some good stuff, man. I took a little taste. Daddy like. All right, now it's time to move from the pot to the oven tray, casserole dish, whatever you want to call this thing. A little trick to this, we're going to put a fair amount of pasta in, squish it out so it's even all the way around, and then we're going to add a cheese layer in the middle. That gives you that nice pull, so when you're taking a bite of mac and cheese, it kind of fouls you up the fork. Nummy, nummy. Do one more. Kind of even that out a little bit. Grab a handful of this Monterey Jack, or I'm sorry, Colby Jack. Stick that in there, and again, when you take a bite later, that's going to just be a nice little pull. We'll dump the rest of this in there. And that's about that, except for the little topping here. Now, the next topping we're going to do, we're going to have a couple of small amount of panko in here because some people like a crunch. Some people don't. I don't particularly care either way. We're going to mix that up with some hickory smoked bacon. And that, my friends, is the bee's knees. Oh, good. The alarm dog went off. There you have it. That's going to go in the oven, 350 for 30 minutes. We'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty, it's time. We're going to cut into a little bit of this. So since I was last here, I fried up 6 pieces of bacon. Only 5 of them got cut up and made into the mac and cheese, though the rest ended up going to the feral hogs that you may see roaming around the kitchen. They like bacon. Everybody likes bacon. All right, it's time. Let's give it a little taste, shall we? Oh, boom goes the dynamite. That is spectacular. It's creamy and delicious. Little hint of garlic, lots of smoke because it's got that homemade cold smoked cheese I made, and then some hickory bacon, thick cut bacon on it. I decided not to go with the panko breadcrumbs, based on a suggestion by my son who doesn't like panko breadcrumbs and wants to eat lots of this. This was just absolutely spectacular. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you try to make it. Let me know what you think, and come back and see us again real soon. Take care. Bye.